If I should have a daughter, instead of mom, she's going to call me Point B, because that way she knows that no matter what happens, at least she can always find her way to me. And I'm going to paint the solar systems on the backs of her hands so that way she has to learn the entire galaxy before she can say, oh, I know that like the back of my hand. She's going to learn that this life will hit you hard, in the face, wait for you to get right back up just so it can kick you in the stomach. But getting the wind knocked out of you is the only way to remind your lungs how much they love the taste of air. There's hurt that cannot be fixed by band-aids or poetry. So the first time she realizes that Wonder Woman isn't coming, I'll make sure she knows that she doesn't have to wear the cape all by herself. Because no matter how wide you stretch your fingers, your hands will always be too small to catch all of the pain you want to heal. Believe me, I've tried. And baby, I'll tell her, don't keep your nose up in the air like that. I know that trick. But I know she will anyway, so instead, I'll always keep an extra supply of chocolate and rain boots nearby. Because there's no heartbreak that chocolate can't fix. Well, there's a few heartbreaks that chocolate can't fix, but that's what the rain boots are for. Because rain will wash away everything if you let it. I want her to look at the world through the underside of a glass-bottomed boat. To look through a microscope at the galaxies that exist on the pinpoint of our existence. Because that's the way my mom taught me. That there'll be days like this. That there'll be days like this, my mama said. When you open your hands to catch and you wind up with only blisters and bruises. When you step out of the phone booth and try to fly, but the people you want to save are the very ones stepping on your cape. When your boots will fill with rain and you'll be up to your knees in disappointment. Those are the very days you'll have all the more reason to say thank you. Because there's nothing more beautiful than the way the ocean refuses to stop kissing the shoreline no matter how many times it's sent away. You will put the win in win some, lose some. You'll put the star in starting over. And no matter how many landmines erupt in a minute, make sure your mind lands on the beauty of this funny place called life. And yes, on a scale of 1 to over-trusting, I'm pretty damn naive. But I want her to know that this world is made out of sugar. It can crumble so easily. But don't be afraid to stick your tongue out and taste it. And baby, I'll tell her, your mama is a warrior. But your papa is a warrior, and you are the girl with small hands and big eyes who never stops asking for more. Remember that good things come in 3, but so do bad things. And always apologize when you've done something wrong, but don't you ever apologize for the way your eyes refuse to stop shining. Your voice is small, but don't ever stop singing. And when they finally hand you heartache, they slip war and hatred under your door, you tell them that they really ought to meet your mother. People used to tell me that I had beautiful hands. Told me so often, in fact, that one day I started to believe them. And I asked my photographer father, "Hey, Daddy, do you think I could be a hand model?" To which he said, "No way." I would have been upset, but there were far too many stuffed animals to hold, too many assignments to write, too many boys to wave at, too many years to grow. We used to have a game, my dad and I, about holding hands because we held each other's hands everywhere. And every time either he or I would whisper this great big number to the other, pretending that we were keeping track, that we were sure This had to be 8,002,753. Hands learn more than minds do. Hands learn how to hold other hands, how to grip pencils and mold poetry, how to tickle pianos and dribble basketballs. I love hands like I love people. They're the maps and compasses in which we navigate our way through life. Each scar marks a story worth telling. Each calloused palm, each cracked knuckle is a missed punch or years in a factory. This poem is about love and fingers. Fingers interlock like a beautiful zipper of prayer. One time I grabbed my dad's hands so that our fingers interlocked perfectly. And he changed the position, saying, "No, that handhold is for your mother." Kids high five, but grown-ups, we learn how to shake hands. You need a firm handshake, but don't hold on too tight, but don't let go too soon, but don't hold down for too long. But hands are not about politics. When did it become so complicated? I always thought it was simple. And the other day, my dad, he looked at my hands, as if seeing them for the very first time, and with laughter behind his eyelids, with all the seriousness a man of his humor could muster, he said, "You know, you've got nice hands. You could have been a hand model." And before the laughter can escape me, I shake my head at him, squeeze his hand. 8,002,754.